Janavalabha Girivaradari Gopi Janavalabha Girivaradari Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yamunatira Vanachari Yamunatira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yamunatira Vanachari Yamunatira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yamunatira Vanachari Yamunatira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Okay. Today we are reading from chapter 1, text number 8. This text is entitled Observing the Armies in the Battlefield. Bhavan Bhishmascha Karnascha Kripascha Samitim Jayaha Ashvatama Vikarnascha Samadhatishtatayvascha Bhavan Bhishmascha Karnascha Kripascha Samitim Yajayaha Ashvatamas Vikarnascha Samadhatishtatayvascha Bhavan Bhishmascha Karnascha Samitim Jayaha Ashvatama Vikarnascha Samadhatishtatayvascha. Bhavan Bhishmascha Karnascha Kripascha Samitim Jayaha Shashvatama Vikarnascha Samadhatishtatayvascha. Bhavan Bhishmascha Karnascha Kripascha Simitim Jayaha Ashvatama Vikarnascha Samadati Stataivacha. Bhavan, your good self. Bhishmaha, grandfather Bhishma. Cha, also. Karnaha, Karna. Cha, and. Kripaha, Kripa. Cha, and. Samitim, Samitim Jayaha, always victorious in battle. Ashvatama, Ashvatama. Vikarnaha, Vikarna. Cha, as always, as well as, thank you. Samaditi, the son of Sumadatta. Tata, as well as. Eva, certainly. Cha, also. Purport and translation by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. There are personalities like you, Bhishma, Karna, Kripa, Ashvatama, Vikarna, and the son of Sumadatta, called Burishrava, who are always victorious in battle. Purport. Duryodhana mentions that exceptional heroes in the battle, all of whom are ever victorious. Vikarna is the brother of Duryodhana. Ashvatama is the son of Dronacharya. And Saumadati or Burishrava is the son of the king of the Bhalikas. Karna is the half-brother of Arjuna, as he was born of Kunti before her marriage with King Pandu. Kripacharya's twin sister married with Dronacharya. Translation again. There are personalities like you, Bhishma, Karna, Kripa, Ashvatama, Vikarna, and the son of Somadatta, called Burishrava, who are always victorious in battle. Om Jnana Trimirandhyasya Jnananjana Chalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namahom Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine. Namaste Sarasvate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyatya Deshatarine Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Okay. Hare Krishna. So we are in the battlefield of Kurukshetra, and we are going back in time, and try to understand and find some reasons why this battle happened. Anybody have some idea why, some reasons for this battle? No, no idea. Okay, one can be the reason for the long time that to maintain the balance of the divinity and the virtues in this planet. This is a more long and expensive way of seeing. But there are more personal and short-term reasons. And one of them can be Dhritarashtra's, because his blindness, not just physical blindness, but he was spiritual blind. He could not see beyond the material, beyond his body. And he never accepted that his younger brother and his sons were the right owners of the throne. And he was too attached to that position. And he never wanted to let go. He never wanted the Pandavas to rule. That could be one reason. Because if they agreed and let Pandavas rule just a small piece of land, nothing of this needed to be happening. Another reason could be related with Duryodhana. When he was visiting Indraprastha, and he felt all this opulent kingdom, and everybody was afraid to go in. But Duryodhana went in, and he was bewildered by all this opulence. And there was an event that may change the rest of the history. That Duryodhana fell in the pond, and he was also wet. And Draupadi laughed at him because of all this, and he was embarrassed, and he swore to revenge. And this may have led to the Draupadi disrobed in the assembly, and this led to much of other things. Other reason could be commitment and vows. There were at least 3 people that are very important in the battlefield, in the side of the Duryodhana, that made some very important vows. Anybody knows? Bhishma, yeah. What vow? Did? Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's true.
That he will always protect the kingdom of Kurus.
Yeah.
Bound him to the wrong side of the battle.
That's right. And the other one? Dronacharya. He also vowed to stay through his life with the Kauravas as their head guru. So they were too attached to these vows, and he could not break them. So they could not be in the right side of the battlefield. And the other one is Karna. He vowed his life to Duryodhana after he made him king. So they were all attached to the Kurus and to Duryodhana in some way. And they were too attached to their material vows. It couldn't not follow the path of Dharma. But even with all this could be avoided, all this war. And in the last thing that was tried, it was Krishna himself. He tried to go to the court with all the kings and try to add a peace agreement, but nobody wanted. Nobody wanted, and Duryodhana not even want to give just a piece of land for the Pandavas to rule, to have that duty as a kshatriya. And even more, worse than this, they tried to arrest Krishna. This is unbelievable, almost. And Krishna had to show his universal form, some part, not the whole extent in the assembly. And they were all bewildered. But most of them don't understood what was this. Duryodhana thought it was just some mystic powers that Krishna had, nothing else. And he let him go. Well, let's go away. We don't need. And after this refusal, there was no other way. The war was inevitable. They had to go to fight for.
I'm a little bit confused.
Oh yes.
Krishna is God.
Yes.
So why would they not listen to God?
Why?
Why they would not listen to Krishna? Saints like this.
He is God.
When he showed his transcendental form.
But because not everybody can see the truth. Even with his manifesting his universal form, they could not believe what they were seeing. Duryodhana thought it was just some mystical powers. He could not believe. And if you are not a devotee, a believer, you cannot see.
So they were so blind that they made their own theories in their mind
Yes.
to not believe.
Yes. Okay.
Comment on that. So yeah, they still accepted. They just accepted Krishna as an ordinary man.
Yes, but not as God. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Then there was a almost funny thing after Duryodhana tried to arrest Krishna. Then he tried to ask him to be on his side in the war. And after Krishna left to Dwarka, Duryodhana went there to try to ask Krishna to be on his side. And then after Duryodhana arrives, a few moments later, Arjuna also arrived. But Krishna was sleeping at the time they arrived. And when he woke up, he saw Arjuna on his feet. And he was happy to see Arjuna, his friend. Duryodhana was just beside him also, but it was on his head. So he could not see him. He just saw Arjuna first. And he asked, "Oh, what you want, my friend? What you are coming here to visit me?" And Duryodhana said, "Oh, but I arrived first. I'm the first to ask you." And Krishna said, No. I saw first Arjuna. Is Arjuna the first one? But Arjuna is so righteous. He said, No. Duryodhana arrived first. He's the first to ask what he wants. And Krishna said, okay. And then he said, okay, I have two options. One gets my army, and the other one gets me. And Duryodhana, okay, I want your army. And Arjuna was so happy, because now I have Krishna, my dear friend, on my side. Me, I don't know. No idea. No idea. At this moment, my mind is more quiet and calm. I think I choose Krishna. At that moment, I don't know. In the way to the battle, I don't know if my mind will be in peace to make the right choice. And then they move to war. There's no other way. And I will read some text. Hearing these words of the intelligent king, Yudhishthira, the just, the lotus-eyed Krishna said, eyeing Dhananjaya the white, "O king, I fully approve of all those powerful warriors whom you have named for becoming the leaders of your troops. All of them are the competent to withstand your foes. Indeed, they can frighten Indra himself in great battle, let alone the covetous and wicked-minded sons of Dhritarashtra. O you of mighty arms, for your good I made great efforts to prevent the battle by bringing about peace. By that, we have been freed from the debt we own to virtue. Fault-finding persons will not be able to reproach us for anything. Foolish Duryodhana, despite of understanding, regards himself as the skilled in weapons, and though really weak, thinketh himself to be possessed of strength. Array your troops soon, for slaughter is the only means by which they can be made to yield to our demands. Indeed, the sons of Dhritarashtra will never be able to keep their ground when they will behold Dhananjaya, with Yuyudhana as his second, and Abhimanyu, and the 5 sons of Draupadi, and Virata, and Drupada, and the other kings of the fierce powers. O lords of Aukshinis, our army is possessed of great strength, and is invisible and incapable of being withstood. Without doubt, it will slay the Dhritarashtra's host. As regards our leader, I will name that chastiser of fools, Drishtadyumna. When Krishna had said this, all the monarchs there were filled with joy. The shout sent forth by those delighted kings was tremendous. The troops began to move about with great speed, saying, "Draw up, draw up!" The neighing of steeds and roars of elephants, and the clatter of car wheels, and the blare of conches, and the sound of drums, heard everywhere, produced a tremendous din. Teeming with cars and foot soldiers, and steeds and elephants, that invisible host of the marching Pandavas, moving hither and there, donning their coats of mail and uttering their war cries, looked like the impetuous current of the Ganga, when at its full, agitated with fierce eddies and waves. In the van of the host marched Bhimasena, and the 2 sons of Madri, encased in their coats of mail, and Subhadra's son and the 5 sons of Draupadi, and Drishtadyumna of Prishata's race. The Prabhadrakas and the Panchalas marched behind Bhimasena. The din made by the marching hosts, filled with joy, was like unto the roars of the deep, and when the tide of highest on the day of the new moon. Indeed, the tumult was such that it seemed that reached the very heavens. Capable of breaking hostile ranks, those warriors, cased in armor, marched thus, filled with joy. Kunti's son, King Yudhishthira, amongst them marched, taking with him the cars and other vehicles for transport, the food stores and the fodder, or the tents, carriages, and draught cattle, the cash chests, the machines, the weapons, and the surgeons, the physicians, the invalids, and all the emaciated and weak soldiers, and all the attendants and camp followers. By this text, we can understand this is not an ordinary war. They were moving entire city. They will build a city from nothing, just for war, to be prepared. This is almost unimaginable for our minds today. And they probably took days and days to reach, weeks, maybe months, to reach the place. But they reached. And then, reaching the field of Kurukshetra with their forces in battle array, those smiters or sons of Pandu looked like roaring bulls. Entering the field, those chastisers of fools blew their conches. Vasudeva and Dhananjaya also blew their conches. Hearing the blare of the conches called Panchanjanya, which resembled the roar of the thunder, all the warriors of the Pandava army were filled with joy. The leonine roars of those warriors endued with lightness of hand and speed of motion, mingling with the blare of conches, the beat of drums made by the whole earth, the winkle, and the oceans resound therewith. King Yudhishthira then caused his troops to encamp on the part of the field that was level, cool, and abundant with grass and fuel, avoiding cemeteries, temples, and compounds consecrated to the deities, asylums of sages, shrines, and other sacred plots. Kunti's solid son, Yudhishthira, pitched his camp on the delightful, fertile, open and secret part of the plain. Shishi Radha Kulananda ki jai. Shishi Sitaram Lakshmana Hanuman ki jai. Secret parts of the plain. Rising up again after his animals had been given sufficient rest, the king set out joyously, surrounded by hundreds and thousands of monarchs. Keshava, accompanied by Partha, began to move about, scattering numerous soldiers of Dhritarashtra's, kept as outposts. Drishtadyumna of Parishta's race, and that mighty car warrior of great energy, viz. Yuyudhanana, otherwise called Satyaki, measured the ground for the encampment, arrived at the holy Arinvanti, which flows through Kurukshetra, which was filled with sacred water, and whose bed was divested of pointed pebbles and mire, and which was regarded as an excellent tirtha. Keshava caused the moat to be excavated there, and for its protection stationed a sufficient number of troops with proper instructions. The rules that were observed in the respect of the tents of the high-souled Pandavas were followed by the Keshava. In the matter of the tents, he caused to be set up for the kings. They came as their allies. Costly tents, incapable of being attacked apart from one another, were by hundreds and thousands set up for those kings on the surface of the earth, that looked like palatial residence and abounded with fools and edibles and drinks. There were assembled hundreds upon hundreds of skilled mechanics in receipt of regular wages and surgeons and physicians, well versed in their own science, and furnished with every ingredient that they might need. King Yudhishthira caused to be placed in every pavilion large quantities, high as hills, of bowstrings and bows and coats of mail and weapons, honey and clarified butter, pounded lac, water, fodder of cattle, shaft and coals, heavy machines, long shafts, lances, battle axes, bow staffs, breastplates, scimitars, and quivers. Innumerable elephants cast in plates of steel with pickles therions, huge as hills and capable of fighting with hundreds and thousands, were seen there. So this is a very, very, very big war. And do you know how many people fought in this war? Anybody has an idea? Okay, another guest? Okay. Any guests? More? Okay. Okay. More or less 1,900,000,000. And of these warriors, how many fall? How many died? I have two numbers. I have 1,660,000,000 that had fallen in this battle, and 240 million were saved. But I also heard it was just the 5 Pandavas and a few more. So I don't know, but it was many, 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 many people. Just to have an idea, do you know how many people are in UK? Yeah, more or less 68 million. So you can imagine. In Europe are 447 million people, the entire Europe. In the world today, 8 billion. So almost 2 billion people fought in this war. This is a huge, huge war. On the Pandava side was more or less 800 million warriors. Can you imagine Kurukshetra, a big, big plain with billions of warriors ready to fight? Try to imagine. Yeah, it's almost impossible. They are going beyond our eyesight. They are so far away. You cannot see the end of the lines. It's beyond our reach. Now we can come back to the battle itself. And this started like this. Dhritarashtra said, "O Sanjaya, after my sons and the sons of Pandu assembled in this place of pilgrimage at Kurukshetra, desiring to fight, what did they do?" This verse shows the attachment to the bodily conception of Dhritarashtra, and he is rejecting the Pandavas as part of the family. And then Sanjaya says, "O king, after looking over the army arranged in military formation by the sons of Pandu, King Duryodhana went to his teacher and spoke the following words. O my teacher, behold the great army of the sons of Pandu, so expertly arranged by your intelligent disciple, the son of Drupada." And here Duryodhana is testing Drona for his loyalty. He's trying to understand if he's really on his side or not. Because Drona, even knowing he teached how is called? Drishtadyumna, I think. Drishtadyumna. He teached Drishtadyumna that was born specifically to kill Dronacharya. He knew this, but even though he teached him. And now he's on the side of the Pandavas, arranging the formation to march against Drona. And Duryodhana, very intelligently and very diplomatic, is trying to see and to arrange to every of his generals and warriors are motivated on his side to fight. And then he continued. And he continued by evaluating the opponent army, the Pandavas' army. Here in this army are many heroic bowmen equal in fighting to Bhima and Arjuna, great fighters like Yuyudhana, Virata, and Drupada. There are also great, heroic, powerful fighters like Drishtaketu, Chekitana, Kashiraja, Puruji, Kuntiboja, and Chaibya. There are the mighty Yodomanyu and the very powerful Utamauja, the son of Subhadra, and the sons of Draupadi. All these warriors are great chariot fighters. And then he turns to his army. But for your information, O best of the Brahmanas, let me tell you about the captains who are especially qualified to lead my military forces. Then he turns to his army and he will glorify and praise his great warriors in this army. And this is the verse of today, and he starts. There are personalities like you, he's talking to Drona, Bhishma, Karna, Kripa, Ashvatthama, Vikarna, and the sons of Sumadatta, called Bhurishrava, who are always victorious in battle. And here Duryodhana is very expertly in his words, because there's a dilemma. Bhishma is the most powerful warrior. He's the general of all his forces, all his army, and he's the oldest. But he's talking to Drona, who to call first. And very expertly, Duryodhana called Dronacharya's first, because he understood that Dronacharya, even being less strong than Bhishma, he was up in the social order, in social hierarchy, because he was a Brahmana, and Bhishma was a Kshatriya. And Bhishma could understand this. Drona is a Brahmana. He's above me in the social order. So Duryodhana, it was very expert in this approach. And he is not approach in any way Dronacharya. He approached him as Bhavan, your good self. It's a very educated, polite way and respectful to approach somebody. So he's praising him, he's glorifying him, and also at the same time, he's making the other warriors that are around understand you have to respect this person because he's above you. He's a respectful person. Then is called in third place Karna. This is more or less controversial. Because in prowess, Karna was a good fighter, but Ashvatthama, Kripa were also maybe equals, maybe even superior. And other thing, Karna was not in the battlefield at the time, but even though Duryodhana had him in such a high level, he was the third person to be called. And anybody knows why Karna was not on the battlefield? Okay. No. No. Yeah, he says because he was praising these warriors, and he has Karna as an elevated in his consideration, because there was something that he asked to all his commanders, Bhishma, Drona, how long will you take to defeat the Pandavas' army? And Drona and Bhishma said, 1 month. And Karna very proudly say, a few days. In a few days, I will defeat them all. Just by myself, I can vanish all the entire army, if willing. And Bhishma said something to Karna that he didn't like. You are very strong in your words. But now that you don't have your protection, you are inferior to Arjuna. And Karna didn't like this. He was diminished. And then he decided, as long as Bhishma is the commander, I will not fight. Because if Bhishma wins and I help him win this war, it will be Bhishma that will be glorified. And I helped him, and my name will not be there. So, as long as Bhishma is in the fight, I will not be there. So he just joined the war after Bhishma was killed. It's just after the 10th day, Karna joined the war. When the Dronacharya took the command of the army. And then is Kripacharya, is the fourth person. he had a blessing similar to Bhishma. He could not be killed, but he was not as strong a warrior as Bhishma. And when Yudhishthira approached him, Kripacharya told him something very interesting. I can't be killed. I can't be killed now. Go and win the war. He's saying just this. I can't be killed, but I'm not strong enough to stop you. So go. You cannot kill me, but go, you will win. Then is Ashvatthama, the son of Dronacharya, the guru, the war teacher for all the Pandavas. He teaches everything, all the techniques about war, all the formidable weapons. Ashvatthama knew how to use. So he was a very, very good warrior. And then is Vikarna, Duryodhana's brother. He was not one of the closest, not even the strongest among Duryodhana's brother, but he mentioned him. In not Dushasana, for example, it was much stronger and he fought much more brilliantly in the war, but he mentioned Vikarna. This was because he was doubting his brother Vikarna. He was thinking, he's on my side, maybe not. Because Vikarna took the side of the Pandavas when Draupadi was disrobed, and he was the only one. And Vikarna and Duryodhana, by praising him, was trying to glorify him to, okay, now you are one of my best, please fight with me. And then you will be more sure that his brother is on his side. And last is, how is called? Burishrava. He was also a formidable warrior. All this. And this said here, they are all victorious in battle. So they were never defeated. This is amazing. Yes.
Can you expand a little bit on why is Duryodhana talking like this to Drona? Because I remember in the earlier
Yes.
verse when he started speaking,
Yes.
Prabhupada mentions like he's being sarcastic, like he's kind of mocking Drona.
Yes, he's some way or another is mocking and not just mocking, he's pointing out, Drona, you made a mistake. You teach the person that we will kill you. Are you dumb? But you did this. And he's putting him down, then he's lifting him up. It's like you are putting somebody down, but then, okay, come on, I'm on your side. Are you on my side also? And it's something like in this way. He's mocking him to put him down, for the next step to lift him up and make him be on his side in this war. To make him see he's made a mistake. He's a Brahmana, but he made mistakes, and he's made a vow, makes the promise, and he's the teacher of the Pandavas, but now you are on my side. You have to fight for me. I'm your commander. I'm your king. I'm your prince.
I mean, why does putting someone down make it more effective for pulling closer to you?
It's not just to pulling him down and lifting him up again. It's because he was doubtful. Duryodhana was doubtful about Drona, if he was on his side or not. And this was a test. In this way, he was testing him. And then you can see a reaction of the person when you are saying these things. Are you really on my side? Or are you thinking about your students that are on the other side, that you love so much, that you love Arjuna so much? Are you really going to fight with them and kill them if necessary. And he is evaluating all these things.
I think also respect as well. If you put somebody down, they will respect you more as well, you know, because they'll look at you up. If you put them down, it kind of breaks their ego. And at the same time, you're giving them love, it kind of draws them near to you too. So I think that can answer also your question.
Okay. Now you can come to the next question. All these formidable warriors in the Kauravas side, and still Arjuna and the Pandavas, they won the war against invincible warriors. They won the war. Why? Yeah. Krishna, His grace, is on their side. And when Krishna is on your side, you are victorious. That's for sure. And you are invincible. Krishna is on your side. You are doing everything for Krishna. So you are invincible because you are with Krishna. And I have a question. If Krishna is so good, He can give us all this protection, why? Why won't we take shelter of Krishna? Why? Won't we take the shelter of Krishna? And why? Why don't we surrender to Krishna? Anybody can tell me? Lack of faith. Okay.
You know, the way the world is at the moment, if you live outside, you can really put your faith out. Because if you go out and you just see the world, right? It's really true, you know. But I think that's the answer to faith.
Okay. Because we are weak and the material nature is too strong for us. And we prefer to enjoy for ourselves. Maya is Krishna. But still, we prefer to enjoy our senses aside from Krishna. And then we lose. You are not invincible. And in this sense, what invincibility means. For us, in this material world, you have to fight 4 enemies. Birth, death, old age, and disease. No one can escape this. It's for everybody. You are here because you take birth. You are here, you will die. That's for sure. So you will pass all these phases. But if we surrender to Krishna, if we take to Krishna consciousness, you can overcome all these difficulties because you are in a higher level. Your consciousness is above all the material things. So you are not affected for their reaction. You can see things more clearly. And why? Why we keep fighting with our mind, our senses? Okay. Because we are too identified with the body, the bodily conception. We think, I'm white, I'm brown, I'm yellow, I'm black, I'm a man, I'm a woman. It's just a clothes. We dress this body. And when we die, we dress another one. Just like this. It's just a body to keep taking birth, old age, disease, and death, and death. That's it. If we don't go to a higher path, take to Krishna consciousness, we keep doing this and keep trying to enjoy and suffer. That's it. And simple as that. If you are not the body, what are we? We are the souls. We are eternal. and we want to enjoy, want to be happy. It's not possible when we are in this material world. And don't take to Krishna consciousness, into our position. The first teaching of Lord Chaitanya is this: the constitutional position of the living entity is as eternal servant of Krishna. We have to serve the Lord. That's why we are here, because we want to enjoy apart from Him. He does not take us for a good ride.
So how can you balance both? Like the material and the spiritual? Because obviously if you leave it outside, you don't really want to just be spiritual. You completely forget your body. Plus you don't want to just go into your body, isn't it? So how can you balance both of them?
Takes time. Takes time to understand and to balance things. You have to do it little by little. Starting to understand, this is the first step. Understanding that you are not the body. That you're just using the body. This is the first step. But you think that you are so advanced sometimes, but even in this so advanced stage, we think sometimes you are doing things that is for your pleasure, for the bodily consumption. So this is a very long, simple, easy process, but takes a long time. The first step is that, trying to understand that you are not the body. That you are... Okay, Jai. Thank you.
What are you going to sing today? Sam, you want to sing or can I sing? Yeah? Jaya Jaya Gura Chandir Arati ko shobha Jaya Jaya Gura Chandir Jana bhitata Jaga manalo bha jana vitatani jana vitatani jaga manalo bha jana Basi Nrsimhasane Vashe आरती करना ब्रह्मा आदिदेव गाने आरती करना आरती करना ब्रह्मा आदिदेव गाने বনমালা করে ঝলমালা দেশে বনমালা করে ঝলমালা শিব সুগনারদ প্রেমে গদ গদ শিব Shiva Shukanarada Primegadagarada Shiva
Hare
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Jayo Radha Gokulananda, Radha Gokulananda, Shri Radhe, Radha Gokulananda, Jaya Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman, Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman, Jaya Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman, Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman, Jaya Gauranitai, 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 Jaya Gauranitai. Jaya Gauranitai, 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 Jaya Gauranitai. Jayo, Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Srila Prabhupada. Jayo, Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Srila Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya, Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya, Jaya Gurudev. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. Nitai Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol. जय विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिवर्तक आचार्य अष्टोत्तर श्रीमद अभय चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की नित्यलीला विष्णु ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिवर्तक आचार्य अष्टोत्तर श्रीमद श्रील भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर श्रील प्रभुपाद की अनंत कोटि वरिष्ठ वृंद की नामाचार्य श्रील हरिदास ठाकुर की श्री श्री रूप सनातन भट्ट रघुनाथ श्री जी गोपाल भट्टदास रघुनाथ षडगोस्वामी प्रभु की प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवसदि गौर भक्त वृंद की श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरिराज गोवर्धन की मथुरपुरी वृंदावन धाम की नवद्वीप मंडल मायापुर धाम की पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र श्री जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की गंगा माई जमुना माई की भक्ति देवी श्रीमती तुलसी महारानी की उपस्थित समवेत गौर भक्त वृंद की श्री श्री राधा गोकुलानंद जी की सीताराम लक्ष्मण हनुमान की श्री निताई गौर सुंदर की पंचतत्व नृसिंहदेव भगवान की संध्या आरती कीर्तन की संध्या आरती दर्शन की कलयुग धर्म हरिनाम संकीर्तन की हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र की निताई गौर प्रेमानंदे all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to Sri Guru and Gauranga, all glories to Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Namaste Narasimhaya. Namaste Narasimhaya.
Sing
Shringam Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanubhengam Keshavajena Naraharirupa Jaya Jagarisha Hare Jaya Jagarisha Hare Jaya Jagarisha Hare Bhagavan ki jai, Shri Prahlad Maharaj ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Premanande, Hare Hare Mo. Hare Krishna. Thank you everybody for attending today's evening program. There will be darshan again at 9 p.m. till 9:30 p.m. And right now they will be serving Mahaprasad in the reception. Hare Krishna.